Getting a big update relating to the US-India trade deal framework. That's right, big news break coming first on NDTV. While sources inform your channel that Indian trade officials have decided to postpone their US trip. Now, why have they decided to postpone their US trip? Well, this decision comes after the US Supreme Court rejected the Trump tariffs. Talks are in fact now to be rescheduled for a later date. They were originally supposed to be held on the 23rd of February. Now they've been rescheduled for a later date. The visit, meanwhile, has been scheduled for finalizing interim deal. That visit has been postponed. Meanwhile, listen in.
दुनिया के अनेक विकसित देश आज भारत के साथ व्यापारिक समझौते कर रहे हैं। एक समय था जब कांग्रेस की सरकार चाहकर भी विकसित देशों के साथ समझौते नहीं कर पाती थी, क्योंकि तब घोटालों के लिए बदनाम कांग्रेस सरकार से समझौते करने में दुनिया को हिचक होती थी। लेकिन आज विकसित देश भारत के साथ जुड़ने के लिए उत्सुक है, क्योंकि उनको भारत के विकास में अपना भविष्य दिखता है। उनको भारत की युवा शक्ति में उम्मीद दिखती है। आज दुनिया को लगता है कि भारत वो ताकत है जो 21वीं सदी की चुनौतियों का समाधान दे सकता है।
My colleague Aditya Rajkol joins us for more on this. Aditya, the negotiating team led by Chief Negotiator Darpan Jain has in fact postponed its trip to Washington. Of course, after the Supreme Court verdict has come out. Now, what does this strategic reassessment, so to say, by New Delhi Inc.?
Well, we are breaking this first on NDTV, Arjun. What we are learning is that Darpan Jain, the chief negotiator of India when it comes to a trade deal with US, who had to travel to United States today and tomorrow the talks were to happen, has postponed the trip. And this is mutually done between India and United States immediately after the US Supreme Court gave a very strong verdict striking down the global tariffs policy as per the emergency provisions that the Trump had. The Supreme Court clearly said that Trump did not have the mandate or power to impose globally tariffs as per the emergency provisions, and that's why Trump administration came in a 45-minute press conference and said that other provisions like section 301 and 232 will be explored, and then he signed an executive order under 122 to reimpose 10% tariffs that were increased to 15% within 24 hours. And now we are learning that the negotiations that were to happen tomorrow and day after in United States between India and US have been postponed. This will happen a few days later. A new date has not been decided but will be mutually agreed upon. This is not a unilateral decision by Indian government. It has been done in a well-calibrated fashion mutually between India and United States, because there are technical and legal hurdles for the US now on imposing the tariff policy. The 18% original tariff that was imposed on India has been completely made illegal. That has been completely set aside, and that's why now 15% tariff has been reimposed on all the countries by Donald Trump. But will this stand the scrutiny of the law? Will this stand the US Congress scrutiny? And will the Supreme Court intervene again? We'll have to wait and watch. But as of now, what we are learning is that Darpan Jain will now travel to US on a later date that will be mutually decided. We did reach out for an official comment to the India's Ministry of Commerce and Industry as well as US Department of Commerce, but officially there's been no response.